Okay, so let's go ahead and use your hotkey to get into Word, and we're going to go find the math assignment that we worked on last week.
Okay.
Do you remember the name of your file?
No, I've been off for a week and I've forgotten.
Okay, and that is pretty typical of a lot of students. So this is how you're going to be able to help yourself and your other students finding the most recently used files. This is going to be in your File tab. So Alt F to File.
Alt F. Menu save to move through items.
And R to Recent, the most recently used files.
R. Leaving menus. Recent tab. Backstage tabs.
Now you're going to tab over to your window pane of where all your documents are at. So tab.
Tab. More math button to activate space bar.
That's it.
Okay, and if it wasn't, all you would have to do is continue to tab through and you would find all your most recently used documents. You're going to hit enter now and open More Math.
Print view. More math. Microsoft Word.
Okay, so this is on Word Classic, which does not read all of the text. And when you're doing math, you always want it to have it to read just the characters, not word and characters, and not word. So what I want you to do is insert 2 to make sure you are on just characters.
Words.
Keep going.
Both characters and words.
No. Yeah.
Characters.
Now, when you're typing, you want both words and characters, but when you're going to be lining up your math problems, you want to be able to line them up correctly. I want you to go ahead and just down arrow to your first table, and we're going to fix the arrangement of your numbers. So down arrow.
7/13/2013. More math. Blank. 1 half plus 1 fourth equals.
Good. Down arrow.
3 times 4 equals.
Good. Down arrow.
3. 28 times 17 equals.
Good.
4.
Good.
Table 1. Uniform table 32. Row 1, 3. Column 1.
So 32 is there, and you need to make sure that 32 is directly over the number below it. So down arrow to listen to your number.
Plus 38. Row 3.
So I want you to right arrow to the 3 in 38.
3.
And you need to up arrow to make sure the 3 of 32 is directly over top of that. So up arrow.
32. Row 1, 3.
It's not. You heard 2. So if you left arrow 1 time
3.
and you hit your space bar, you will line it up. Beautiful. Now, I want you to down arrow to truly make sure the 3 of 32 is over top of the 3 of 38.
Plus 38. Row 3.
Beautiful. Now, down arrow and listen to your answer.
7. Row 3 of 3. Max selling table 4. Expressing tab. Your answer next.
Okay, so I want you to left arrow and listen to your number.
7.
Okay, and 7 is basically underneath. You're going to find out. Up arrow.
Plus 38. Row 3.
Yeah, insert 2 to make sure just your characters are reading.
Words. Both characters and none. Characters.
Okay, so now down arrow.
7. Row 3 of 3.
And I want you to actually hit your space bar. So if you're over your plus, I want you to hit your space bar. And we're going to line up your answer underneath your... Okay, so now up arrow and listen.
Plus 38. 3. Plus 3.
Yeah, so there's your 3. We want to make sure your 7 is directly underneath of that.
Last cell in the table. Blank. 0. 7.
Yep. Then hit your space bar again.
Space.
Okay, so now that is all lined up correctly, and you're going to go ahead and do that on number 5 all by yourself. But what I want you to see is when you get into superscript and subscript, your JAWS will not read correctly. So just do a control end quickly. And we're going to do 6 superscript 2, and you're going to see the limited information that JAWS gives you and also gives you incorrectly. So let's do 6. Do a shift control plus.
Control shift equals.
And hit 2.
2.
And do a space.
Space.
Turn off your superscript, shift control plus.
Control equals.
Now insert up arrow and listen to your answer.
62.
62, which is incorrect. When you're in math class, you always want the kids to have their attributes turned on. So we're going to go into your settings center and change that. So insert 6 to go into your JAWS settings center of Word.
Word-JAWS settings center dialog. Search box edit. Type of text.
Okay, we want to go into your speech and sound center, so type in speech.
S-E-E-E-C-H.
Go down arrow to your speech and sound schemes.
Research results list box. Speech and sound schemes.
Now, it has 2 window panes. You're in a tree view right now. I want you to hit F6 to jump over to the speech and sound schemes options.
Speech and sound schemes page. Active speech and sound scheme combo box. Word Classic.
And it's on Word Classic, which you're going to basically use 99% of the time. Well, unless you take a lot of math classes and then you're going to go to attributes. I want you to hit C to jump to the top of this option. We're going to find classic attributes.
C Classic.
Okay, again.
C Classic left parent attributes and top info right parent.
Now, what's nice about this, and this could be for English class also, but if your teacher wants you to find the bold or the italicized or a certain font, then you want the attributes in font. But typically that's more information than you need for algebra or trig or whatever. So you can down arrow to just classic attributes.
C Classic.
Down arrow.
Classic left parent attributes and top info. Classic left parent attributes.
Perfect. Once you get to classic attributes, you need to apply it. So Alt-A to apply. And enter to close your settings center. Perfect. Now read it. Insert up arrow.
Normal 6 superscript 2.
Perfect. And so whenever your students are in math class, you need to have them turn on the attributes. Of course, always having the braille display connected to the computer too. So if JAWS decides to read the whole problem instead of just a number on it, the kids can easily feel the alignment correctly using their braille display. So braille display for math, classic attributes, and then of course when they're done with math, they need to change it back to Word Classic. Okay, that was perfect.
Okay.